Hello. Hi, Chihuahua. What you think, D? I need to get back ice water. That's what I like to do. I'm gonna get back ice water. Let's swim under the moonlight, the serious, serious moonlight. Wow! Wow! Oh shit! Hello, everybody. There, everybody is. Good morning. Ahoy! Ahoy, hoy! Oh, goodness gracious. No fucking day. Hawk Tua, Hawk Tua, Hawk Tua. That's what, it's, you know what? That lady needs to run for office. I think Hawk Tua would win. Bum, 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 bum. Let's swim. What's the temperature today? It's going to be like 103 or something today. It's going to be hot, but right now it feels pretty nice out here, actually, in the shade. I can't really speak for how it's going to feel here in a minute. Mike Hawk, who's that? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Hawk Tua. Yeah, 151 AQI is pretty nasty, bro. That's a Paul's ego's gonna spend all day sucking snot AQI. Hello. Good morning. What a nightmare it's been. What a national nightmare we're all living through. Hulkster on the mind, yeah. Hulkster's ripping his shirt off at the RNC. There's just never gonna beat that. You think they're gonna pull Joe? I think they're trying to. I said last night, and I'll say it again here for those that are wondering. I think that Joe Biden is the one that's stopping this. Because, like, they can't force him out. If they do that, it's chaos. And, you know, if they've got Biden saying, like, I'm still the nominee, and they're saying he isn't, like, they have to convince him to willingly step down and hand it over to Kamala. And I just don't think it's going to fucking happen. Like, you want my fucking 2 cents on it? I don't think that shit's happening, bro. Don't wanna sober up. The sun is killing my buzz. That's why they call it morning. I thought I was strong enough. Throw my bottle at the sky. Say, God, that's a warning. By the way, heard the rough cut of the new Beauregard joint. Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome, bro. That song is gonna rip shit. Even if we get Kamala, there's no way she'll be competitive. We've seen her try and speak, and it's painful. Yeah, I know. I mean, polls aren't everything, but the polls have said that, like, Kamala maybe even does worse than Biden. So it's like, they're fucked. Open convention is really their only option right now, and that's going to be a big fucking nightmare. It's going to be a big juxtaposition to the, like, party unity of the Republicans. That's another optic thing that you've got to look at. The Republicans are all lined up behind their guy, but the Democrats are all waffling. I mean, it's just bad all around, man. It's not good. Every time Biden's in the news cycle, it is he going to drop out? Is he finally going to realize he can't do this? You know, I mean, it just goes on and on, bro. It's not good. We're not in a good spot here. I can't think of any Dem that has as much pull as Trump right now, because there isn't one. There isn't one. There's no politician on the planet that has as much pull as Trump right now. Trump is like an American hero right now. I mean, say what you want. Say what you want. He's been lionized as a president that was attempted to, almost assassinated right in front of the nation. Stood back up, pumped his fist, did the RNC, gave a really compelling speech last night. I mean, it's all positive for Trump and it's all negative for Biden. And that matters more than any poll. That matters more than any pundit. That matters more than any strategist's opinion. Who's in the news cycle positively? Who's in the news cycle negatively? Who's in the news cycle the most? Who's dominating the news cycle? Who's the actual worst president? Probably Ronald Reagan, honestly. Ronald Reagan fundamentally dismantled the booming, brilliant, labor-based economy that was built post-World War II. Dismantled all of the protections that working families had against government overreach. Opened up unions to fucking busting. So I'd have to, if you want my 2 cents on it, Ronald Reagan. I quote Killer Mike all the time. I got one thing to say. I'm glad Reagan dead. I quote him all the time. Because it's true. You know, and Trump is spookily a Reagan-esque figure. I wouldn't say that he's Reagan-esque in terms of his reach. I think he's a little bit, well, a lot of it more divisive than Ronald Reagan was. But he has a Reagan-esque uh, political air about him. And a Reagan-esque kind of like mentality when it comes to his policy prescriptions going forward. And so, you know, I see just a lot of parallels. Okay. Sorry, I gotta. Uh-oh. The jiggler. Amelia's having to do the jiggler, the Joe Jelly jiggle. There it is. There it is. She got it. She got the violent jiggle down. Do you think Trump went no diaper last night? No, he was diapered up. That was like a 90-minute speech he gave. I read that it was the longest convention speech by a president in history. So he definitely was diapered up. How realistically would I have to pay you to shave your beard? 10K. I'll do it today for 10K. It's a beard. It'll grow back. It'll take a while to grow back, but it'll grow back.
That was pretty funny. The last time you offered, Mr. Nyquist is like, I refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse to donate towards this goal.
Yep. There was a Paul shave his beard goal for like three or two or whatever it was. $3,000. I said, if we made it, we didn't make it. What about your hair also? So to go like full like Baron Harkonnen, shave off my hair, shave off my beard. You know what? 15K, and I'll go completely fucking bald. I'll shave my eyebrows too. Okay? That's a freebie. I'll look like a thumb for 6 months for 15K. How's that? You know I look good. Come and chase me. I work so hard to fucking pay me. Can we crowdsource this? Hey, as long as I get the money. I don't care how you guys get it. 15K, them's the prices. I'll look like a thumb on fucking screen for you guys for 6 months. Well, maybe not even 6 months. It'll be like 2 months. Till I get like, my hair will be growing back. My beard will be growing back after 2 months. I'll look a little different, but I'll be on my way back to this, okay? This took about a year to get my hair grown out to the point where I can throw it in a ponytail, and that's about what it took from a completely shaved head to being able to put my hair up. And that's a rough year because your hair doesn't look good. You can't do anything with it. It's shaggy as fuck. All right, but after that year, I'm back, and the beard is like months. It's like 1 or 2 months, and it'll be fully back, but not like this long, and then it'll just be another couple months, and it'll be this long.
When's the last time it was barefaced on your face?
Yeah. 2013?
Yeah. Over 10 years.
Yeah. 2012 or 2013. And that might not be long enough, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like the white guilt Paul era. That was like 2013-ish, 2014-ish. I was shaving a lot more back then because I was just trying to look normal, you know, like trying to look like a business person at the school. So, yeah. And I kept my hair. You saw how I used to do my hair back then, like short, kind of spiked up in the front. A very clean cut guy.
But
Like,
the question is, if you cut the beard, is it just going to come back all gray?
that's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, I think a lot of it will.
Yeah.
Because like some of it, if you really look, you can see that like some of this hair started out dark and is now coming in lighter.
Yeah.
So it would come in lighter. I don't think it would be all gray, but the gray that's there would be way more pronounced. Yeah, probably, I would imagine. I don't know. Silver Fox Paul era. Yeah, it's coming, man. I'm going gray pretty quickly. If you like my hair, it's wet now and up in a ponytail thing, but like my hair was dry and down, you'd see the streaks, man. There are whole like chunks of my head that are producing nothing but gray hairs now, man. So I bet that would grow back looking grayer too, the hair. 'Cause you dig the gray? Oh yeah. Yeah, my dad looks great, like in terms of like his hair color and stuff. I've always wanted to have his go gray like him, and it looks like I kind of am. The only difference between me and him is I've got red hair.
Yeah, so you got like the cinnamony gray.
Right.
You got some lighter red that's coming in too, not just gray.
Yeah. So my mom is a full-blown redhead, full-blown like Irish, Scottish redhead. And my dad is not. There's no redheads on his side of the family, but there's a bunch on my mom's. So I've got that
Well,
going.
your mom's hair is like, it still has that little reddish.
It does. Yeah. It's all, so you call it cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
That's basically what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not going to look exactly like my dad's hair.
Yeah.
There's always going to be that kind of red tinge to what's left of my, you know, whatever my hair is. Well, I could cosplay a Deep Rock Galactic Dwarf very easily, just a very tall one. I'd have to get down on my knees, scoot around. Paul Keene. Ugh. Dude, I think the manatee would look good with a big full beard. I've always wondered why he didn't just let it rock. Because I think like the manatee would look pretty fucking dapper with a big salt and pepper beard. Sick watch. It's my beater watch, man. Casio Data Bank. 25 bucks. You can't beat that with a big stick. Come on. And if it gets fucking, if I forget, like, I went in the shower with this one time. I was like, dude, oh well. It's like not waterproof, but water resistant to like 50 meters or some shit. You ain't got to worry about it. If I bang it into some shit, it's not going to hurt it. It's just a plastic watch, you know, but it's good to have that type of a watch. A watch that if you beat on it, if it gets knocked into something, it's not the end of the world. Yep, it's a classic. This is Marty McFly's watch from Back to the Future. He does his little like date calculations on it before he puts it into the DeLorean, the date stuff. Pretty neat. You look like an extra from Braveheart. That would make sense. I'm Scottish. Hello, Scotland. From my homeland, County Cumberland, County Cumberland in the Highlands is where both sides of my family comes from. Both sides of my family. Right there in County Cumberland. Pretty awesome, actually. I'm a genuine Highlander, bro. Give me my Claymore. When do I get my Claymore? County Cumberland. Dude, people looked this up. I think his name was Gregor McBean, and he killed 17 government dragoons with a claymore before he was brought down. You can there's a whole wiki page about it. That's my ancestor, baby. Woo! Look out, government dragoons. No, I was part of a clan. That's not bourgeois. Clan McBean, we fought the bourgeois. Touch ye not a cat but a targe. So no bourgeois, man. Scottish Highlander clan, bro. Clan McBean. That's Paul Zeger. Do you play any Fortnite? No, I do not. That game is fruity as fuck, bro. But have fun with it. You only live once. I don't know what this is about. I just want to say I love your beard. Thanks. That's okay. Welcome. Feel free to stick on by. Drop a subscription. We just chill here. That's all we do. There's no big agenda. There's no big show. I sit out here and I chain smoke cigarettes and joints, and we all just get along. That's the way we do. Or that's the way we try to do. Isn't a dragoon a type of cavalry? How do you take out 17 with a claymore? Go read the fucking Wikipedia article, bro. The government was trying to force some people into laboring for some project or whatever. And my fucking ancestor, Gregor McBean, picked up his claymore and said, I'm not working for fucking anybody. And they came for him and he lopped off 17 fucking heads before they brought him down. Big sword beats horse every time. You ever seen Braveheart? Remember when he's walking with his claymore all down and that fucking horse is riding at him and he waits till the last second and then steps out of the way and goes and the horse goes. Did you see that whole AI bot rabbit hole Destiny went on the other day? Super weird, scary. Bro, he blew my mind when I asked him about it the other day, when he told me that he thinks that it's possible that the Elon Musk thing that he was talking to was just an AI being trained. I was like, what? Because my mind, it was like, okay, so Elon wants to be able to talk crazy shit, but he doesn't want to affect his stock price, so he came up with this plausible deniability where there's this guy that impersonates him really well. He lets Elon use his account when Elon wants to say crazy shit or doesn't want to be held accountable for the crazy shit that he says. Boom. That was, in my mind, that's what happened. When I laid that out to Destiny, he said, that's level 1 of the conspiracy. And then he went on to tell me it's like level 2 is, we know that Elon is all involved in AI. He's doing the Grok thing. We know he talks about AI development and secret AI projects and shit all the time, right? Maybe this is an Elon Musk AI that he's training up to be conversational, so that it interrupts every once in a while and so that it reacts quickly, right? And starts talking immediately like a human being does, right? And that blew my fucking mind. That blew my mind. I'm like, because I wasn't even thinking that, right? I wasn't even thinking maybe this isn't even a person. But going back and listening to it, I was listening to it last night as I was trying to get to sleep. Just went back and watched the Destiny conversation. And it does, like, it's probably confirmation bias, but now with that in my mind, it almost does sound sometimes like it's an Elon bot that's just kind of like, oop, I developed something to say, I'm just going to say it. But I don't know. It's fucking crazy, bro. Who the fuck knows? I still think we're a few years out from that kind of capability. See, that's the thing, is I don't think so. I think we've got access to Chat GPT 4 or 5 or whatever it is now, right? And these like tools that they're letting us use commercially, I think the government's got something 3 or 4 generations ahead of that. Paul literally losing sleep over this. Yeah, dude. How the fuck am I supposed to even how are you supposed to react to that? Because if that's true, you've got like a billionaire that's using an AI for plausible deniability to say what he wants to say. It's fucking crazy. From clanmcbean.org, Alan Bean, an American astronaut who commanded Apollo 12 to the moon in 1969. He took a Clan McBean tartan on his journey to the moon and brought it back to Earth. Sick! I didn't know I had a fucking moon McBean. I do know that my great uncle was the photographer for NASA. It was he was in charge of taking pictures of the space shuttle when it would land. And I have packed up somewhere, I don't think I have it in my stuff, my mom has it, a stack of pictures that I inherited from him of original prints of the shuttle from back in the 80s and the late 70s. Pretty fucking dope, man. Yeah, and I've got like a stack of pictures of the space shuttle, big, beautiful color prints of the space shuttle landing, you know, or like pulling onto the tarmac. It's not like if he took accountability, he would have any repercussions anyway because Elon's a rich dork. Well, that's not exactly true. If Elon went on, said a bunch of crazy shit, his stock price could get fucking hammered, right? He is the CEO of a bunch of publicly traded companies. And when he fucks up, his companies take a hit. So that is why the bot or the impersonator or the plausible deniability that it could be either one, that's why. So if he says something stupid or if Destiny catches him in a fucking catch-22 and he looks dumb, then the news goes after it and then he goes like, that wasn't me. It wasn't even my account. It was an impersonator. And it's over. Like no bad stock. No bad stock bounce. Well, Elon's could end up being the modern age John McAfee at this point. Maybe. Paul, on the Chat GPT subject, I don't think the government has any higher, more advanced version of the language model than the public does. Why? What would make you think that? So, like, let me give you an example, right? There's a billion of these. GPS. We didn't get commercial access to, like, what was it called? The TomTom GPS until the 90s. They were using GPS in the late 60s and early 70s in Vietnam. Okay, there's one example. Another example, cellular phone technology. We didn't start getting access to cellular phone technology until the very late 80s, early 90s. They were using cellular phone technology in the military in the 60s. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Satellite communications were something that normal people had absolutely no access to back in the 60s and 70s. They were being used widely by the military. Okay? The list goes on. Do you want me to keep going? Because I can keep going. All right? So this assumption that like the government's just letting us play with the top end of what could be the biggest military advancement ever is fucking retarded. We get ChatGPT 5. ChatGPT, the company, OpenAI, has a secret contract with the Pentagon. Okay? They're doing Pentagon AI development work, and you want to tell me that they don't have anything more sophisticated than ChatGPT 5? I think you're full of shit. I think you're full of shit. The internet is another great example of this. Human beings, average American people, got access to the internet in the early 90s via dial-up ISP access. We were using DARPANet, which was what the internet was called when it was still a government project, in the 60s for email communication and instantaneous communication, wireless communication. So give me a break with this, like, we're playing with the edge of fucking technology. No, we're not. They're letting you play with whatever they had 3 years ago. So do the math in your head and ask yourself what ChatGPT is probably going to look like 3 generations from now. That's what they've got. Hey man, say hello to Iranians. Hello, Iranians. I'm from California. It's nice to meet you. I hope you're safe there. Think you're underestimating them, Paul? Well, I'm trying to be fucking middle of the ground, middle of the road here. 3, 4 generations above, 3, 4 years ahead of the curve is about what I think, right? I don't think the gov would allow Elon to use that tech all willy-nilly. Ah, see, now you've come to the problems with government contractors. Elon's not a member of the government. He's not beholden to that. Elon is a private business person doing AI research. He's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants as long as it's legal. Government would have a very hard time to stop a billionaire purchasing things, or a billionaire just using his technology however he wants it. Developing his own AI concurrent with what he's working on their AI with. You know what I mean? They can't stop it. Large language models are cool, but its application in AI services are woefully uncreative. Right. What we have available right now is pretty early. It's pretty rudimentary. What they have available is not. AI is just advanced. I'm feeling lucky button. Maybe, yeah, kind of. I love the conversation you had about this, where there are so many government contractors with no origin for their objective. How's the U.S. government is basically a headless hydra. Yeah. It's like, that movie Cube. There's a big kind of revelation in that movie that they're in some kind of giant abandoned public works project and they have to use it. Otherwise, they have to admit it's useless. Like that whole idea of a secretive government technology program that kind of gets lost in the shuffle and goes through multiple different administrations. And now it's there and nobody really remembers why it was built in the first place. But it's part of the budget, so it still gets funded, and in order to have funding, it's, like that sort of idea, right, is very true. There are a lot of shadowy government projects, a lot of fucking government side deals, contracts with private companies and other governments and stuff where, maybe there's 10 people in the government that know what's going on, maybe, the rest of everybody else is just kind of like, what the fuck is that? Oh, well, I don't know. Training data is what makes it useful. Right, yeah. I mean, like throwing it out there to people, allowing people, like, it's mass training, right? AI helps run the stock market, so it basically has already taken over. I mean, I don't think that, but, I think that you would be shocked whatever the bleeding edge AI model is in the Pentagon right now. If you were able to talk to that AI, I think you would be shocked. Why is everyone leaving California? Because it's hot. Because it's expensive. And because it requires a constant hustle to call yourself a Californian. You don't get, there's a lot of states where you can just pack up a U-Haul and go. But if you come to California like that, you're going to end up fucking one of these statistics that's on their way out in a year. You have to come to California ready to capital H hustle. And hustlers are not, hustlers only. It's the hustlers only club here in California. Everybody that I know that's doing okay in California has 2 or 3 side gigs, bro. That's just the way it works. So like if you want the easy street life where you can just flop yourself on the streets and not have to worry about anything, Florida's a good state, bro. There's got nice beaches and stuff. But if you want to live in the greatest state, you want to live in the most beautiful place in the nation, you want to live in the place where opportunity is fucking wider than it is anywhere else, you got dreams, California is where you come. You know, you're just looking for cheap. West Virginia always has its arms wide open for you. Kentucky would love to see you. Kansas would love to see you. Okay? California, though, you better have a plan. South or North Cali? I'm in Central Cali right now. So neither. Right in the smack dab middle of Cali, Fresno, California, in the central San Joaquin Valley. Looking to move to extreme Northern California, though. You call yourself a patriot? Sure. Absolutely. I believe that the most patriotic thing that you can do is to exercise your right to freedom of expression, freedom of association, and freedom of speech. And so I'm a motherfucking patriot. Absolutely. I'd say the West Coast in general is a place to go if you want to live in the best places in the country. Yes, this is true. But it's also the most expensive, one of the most expensive prospects in the country, and it requires you to hustle, 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 hustle for the rest of your life. You're going to have multiple fucking income streams, and you're going to deal with it, right? Or you're not. Or you're going to pack up your car, and you're going to give an interview as you're leaving California. That's how it works. What financial advice do you have to share with the youth? I'm not a good finance guy, but I will tell you this. Build your credit. Start early. And here's how you do it, okay? You get a credit card. You don't max that credit card out ever. You pay a couple of bills or you put your food on that credit card. And then at the end of the month, when you get your statement, you pay it off in full. You do that every month for 2 or 3 years, you're going to have like a 650 or 700 credit score, okay? In 2 or 3 years. That means once you get into that 650 range, that means you've got access to mortgages, you've got access to business loans, you've got access to all kinds of things that the financial system avails you of, right? But not if you have shit fucking credit. If you've got non-existent credit, if you've got bad credit, if you loaded up a credit card and let it lapse and missed payments, you're fucked. If you don't do that, if you use positive credit, make sure you only buy 1 or 2 things on the credit card. At the end of the month, you pay off the whole balance before the interest cycles. You do that for 3 years, you're golden. You're golden. You will be able to get a loan for a car. You'll be able to get a loan for a business. You'll be able to get a loan for a home. My credit score right now is somewhere in the high 700s. It's, you know, I've got some dings on my credit from when I was 20, but all of those have pretty much worked themselves off, right? Your credit score kind of like updates with years. So my credit is clean as fuck. Amelia's credit is clean as fuck, and that opens up doors for us. That means we can get a business loan, we can get a house loan, we can get a car loan. So you get your fucking credit score up to 650, 700, and that's the best advice that I can give you. And keep it there. Keep it there. Don't have, like, one of the things that dings your credit is if you have a credit card that you never use. If you have an open line of credit that never has any cycling money through it, that dings negatively on your credit. So you have to use it, but you use it wisely. You use it in a way that you know you can pay it off. You're not, like, using it to cover the gaps or whatever, right? The higher your potential loan amount versus your actual debt being low is the goal, yes. Only get a credit card if you can afford it and use it almost daily. Nope, you don't have to use it daily. You don't have to use it daily. Don't get a credit card unless you know how to handle it. Get a credit card, pay one bill on it every month, pay your rent on your credit card every month. And then at the end of the month, you pay that out of your bank account so that the interest doesn't cycle and you've got a zero balance for the beginning of the month. And then you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again. Is your credit ruined forever? No. You start doing what I'm talking about, you build your credit. This is the best way to build your credit. You get a revolving line of credit, a credit card. You load it up with a couple $100 a month in bills, and then you pay it off before it cycles. If you do that for 2 years, your credit score is going to be 650 or 700 guaranteed. You've just got to do it. You have to have open, revolving lines. It's called a revolving line of credit. You put money on, you pay money off. You put money on, you pay money off. That's called a revolving line of credit, and it's one of the main things that Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, those are the 3 companies, right, that keep track of your credit score. Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Those 3 companies are looking for revolving lines of credit. Okay? So if you don't have that, you're getting dinged. If you do have it, but you're not using it, you're getting dinged. It's the housing situation where you're going. Pretty expensive, but less expensive than anywhere else in California that has what it has, right? It's a very unique little place that I'm moving to. And it's tough to find a place. Like right now, we're like sitting here in limbo. We paid $60 to do our background checks on a place down there, and we haven't heard from them in 24 hours. Called him today. Guy said he'd call me back. So I'm waiting for a fucking phone call today. It's not the easiest place to move to because it's a small place. But we're taking our time. We're sticking to it. I was able to get to 650 in a year using that method. It's pretty surefire. Yep. My mom, Gen X, told me never use a credit card, so instead she helped me put myself in a 100K student loan debt instead. That's why it's important. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's fucked, bro. That's fucked. That's the worst advice. Never use a credit card is like telling someone you never want to buy a house, you never want to get a car loan. It's fucked. Student debt, woo! Any advice for how a starter could get a revolving line of credit? Okay, so you're gonna want to get a bank account. You're gonna want to bank with that bank account, get a checking account and a savings account. You're gonna want to bank with that institution for a little while, right? And then you're gonna want to go in there and you're gonna want to ask them what your options are to get a small credit card. You're probably going to get a credit card with a limit of about $250 to $500 at first. That's all you want. That's all you need. That will go up. Your credit limit will go up as your credit score goes up. So you get that starter credit card. It's going to have a retardedly high probably interest rate. You're never going to see that interest rate because there's never going to be $1 left on that credit card when that interest cycles. It's going to be 0 because you're going to pay it off at the end of every month. Okay, that's what you do. So wherever it is you're banking, Bank of America, fucking Wells Fargo, Chase, whatever it is, right? You go in there, you ask them for a credit card, you sign up for your credit card, you're going to get a little fucking tiny credit card with a high interest rate. You're going to use that motherfucker, and you're going to pay it off before that interest. Use it, pay it, use it, pay it, use it, pay it. Vast majority people in here in Germany don't have credit cards. It's a different world, man. I can't speak for Germany. I'm telling you, here in America, you've got to have a credit card, and it's got to be revolving. Otherwise, your credit score is shit, and you can't get a loan. So in Germany, maybe it's way more equitable. Maybe you don't have to worry about that. Maybe you don't have to go in debt to get ahead. But here in America, debt is part of your wealth. You have to do it. You have to manage your debt. Please don't talk to each other in here. Please don't add each other. When I see a big fucking goddamn thing and I start reading it, I realize it's not. To me, it's a side conversation. It really pisses me off, and I tend to ban people. So don't do it. Guys, take it to fucking DMs if you want to have a personal conversation. The chat is for talking to me, not talking to each other. I'm sorry it has to be that way, but it does. Never had a credit card, and I have a mortgage. I built my credit with personal loans. Yeah, that's another way to do it, right? I'm just saying, for like a fucking 20-year-old that doesn't know shit about shit, getting a fucking low balance credit card and paying it before it cycles every month is the best way to build your credit. It's the easiest thing you can do. There are other ways to do it. You did it another way, right? TJ texted me earlier, and I texted back. He went to the doctor yesterday. Doctor said he's got some kind of virus, so it's definitely the flu. There's nothing they can give him, really. They gave him some anti-diarrhea medicine, and he's just supposed to rest. So TJ's not going to be on the show tonight, I don't think. It's going to be Scooter and the Hog tonight, 2 p.m. PST. You can do your own fucking time thing. We're going to be going live on Deep Fat Fried, talking about all the crazy news that's happened in the last week. So don't miss that. Is Joe dropping? Maybe. I don't know. Work so hard, can you fucking pay me? Hello, little scrub jay girl. A little female scrub jay. She pecking. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. I think you know it, too. You know you're pretty. Shake your little tail feather and get those little buggles. I love watching birds, man. I could just sit and watch birds all day. They're so wonderful to look at. Get it. She's so hungry. She's getting little buggles. Dude, I love birds, man. Paul just dropped in. What happened to TJ? He's just sick. He's got the flu. And he's on the mend. He's feeling a little better today, which is good. He's got like really severe body aches and fatigue, and he's just tired. He's been throwing up a lot. He's got diarrhea. He's dehydrated. But he went to the doctor. He's on fluids. He's got his fucking medication to help with the diarrhea and stuff. He just needs to rest, man. He needs to get better. He's sick as fuck. The fact that even Obama and probably the Clintons are telling Joe to drop out and he's still acting defiant just shows a narcissistic old man attitude. I mean, yeah. I think that is the battle right now. Because they can't like pull it from him without causing a bunch of chaos and perceived weakness in the party. So they can't pull it from him. It's yeah, dude. I don't know, man. It's pretty wild, to be frank with you, and I don't know exactly, how to call it, because it's not something that I've got a whole lot of experience with, to be honest. Jiggles. There it goes. yourself down lately. Ooh. You guys got the mourning dove? That's a mourning dove, yeah. Not mourning like the sun came up, mourning like boo-hoo. Those doves mate for life, and if one of them dies, the other one will stand next to their body and mourn them. Paul, if Kamala will lose to Trump anyway, what's the point of forcing Joe out to approve? There isn't one. They're fucked. They can't do anything now. So, like, people are asking me constantly, is Joe going to drop out? And, like, I don't know, because it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. There's nothing they can do now. There's zero they can do. Nothing. There's not a path to victory here. And I've been saying that for a while. And now I'm saying it again. I mean it. There's not a path to victory here for the Dems. This is a fucking Republican presidency about to happen. There's nothing they can do. They waited too long. You know, if people in the party had listened to people like me fucking 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, when we were saying, like, there's no way Joe Biden beats Trump. We better get somebody else. That we better start planning. We better start thinking about replacing Biden on the ticket. This idea he's going to do another 4 years, this idea he's going to beat Trump is starting to look a little wobbly. Dude, that was 6, 8, 9 months ago. Me and my fucking podcast started saying that shit. If they'd have listened then, there'd have been ample time to get a ticket that could beat Trump. Now, it's over. It's over. It doesn't matter who they put in. Trump's momentum is unbeatable. And that's it. That's it. Cope levels are extreme right now. Party loyalists are just fucking freaking out about the possibilities, freaking out looking at the numbers. They're just worse every day. The fucking path to victory is slimmer and tinier every day. I mean, there's always a chance, right? But, like, you know, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I don't think there's any magic bullet. I don't think that if they have Trump Joe step down, Kamala step in, I don't think that does a fucking thing. I don't think she gets a bump. I don't even think they could, like, sub in a Gavin Newsom now and give him, like, a couple of months to introduce himself to the electorate and hopefully beat Trump. I just think it's too late. It's too late. So no matter what happens, it doesn't matter. All right? Superman is not on the ballot, so it's over. Is Trump really an existential threat, as some claim? Yes and no. Yes, Trump is a Republican. Yes, Trump is going to push the Overton window right. That's a bad thing. No, Trump is not going to open up camps and start throwing trans people into them. Okay? 4 years from now, given that there's no nuclear war, the United States will be here doing another election, okay? That's just the way it works. Theoretically, what if the DNC ran The Rock? The Rock, dude. I don't know, man. Like, my instincts say no, but my mind's telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. The rich liberals in my want Dean Phillips. I was like, who? Yeah, Dean Phillips ain't happening. Who do you think will run in 2028? Gavin Newsom. I think Gavin Newsom's going to be a big political figure come next cycle. I think you're going to be hearing a lot from Gavin Newsom during this upcoming Trump presidency. I think he's going to be positioning himself to break onto, like, the national scene. He's super well known. California, divisive in California. A lot of people love him. A lot of people hate him. But he's young, he's impassioned, he's smart, and he can do the things that you'd expect a president to do. Sit in the room with Putin, sit in the room with Kim Jong-un, sit in the room with Xi Jinping, right? Like, these are the types of things you want a president to be able to do without sundowning. And he could do that. He's young, he's attractive, he's going to present himself as a new type of politician, and that's who you're going to see the Dems lining up behind probably when it comes time for the next cycle. That's my call, but it's very early to say that. Wonder what Trump would do with this giant tech outage we're having today. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm kind of shocked that, like, streaming is live and all that, you know? For those of you who don't know, CrowdStrike had a huge update that fucking bricked and shut down a ton of stuff. Hospitals, banks. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. Wasn't like a cyber attack either. It wasn't like an exploit. It was just a shitty update that somebody hit go on before they should have. And yeah, I mean, they've got fiery unearthed. Yeah, I mean, like, look, dude, JD Vance, as much as like the party, like the Republicans seem to be like iffy on him, if he positions himself right during this Trump presidency, he could be the next guy. He could be the presumptive Republican nominee. So it could be JD Vance versus whoever, right? Like, if he plays his cards right, he's got the keys. So, you know. Started by hate watching you, but I stayed for the enlightened centrism. The fact that you call me a centrist is fucking hilarious because I'm talking honestly about what I think is happening in the country. I'm a centrist. I'm not endorsing Donald Trump. I'm not endorsing Joe Biden. I'm not a centrist. I'm a radical leftist. I'm a fucking border abolitionist. I'm a radical unionist. I'm a pan-laborist. Okay? Like, I don't know how you say that's centrist, but cool beans. Do you have a pool? No, I don't have a pool. Think they will try and create a Trump political dynasty? They're not trying to create it. It has been created. People thinking Vance criticizing Trump makes him a bad candidate or delusional. It's probably one of their best picks. I know. It was a smart pick for Trump. And like, look, dude, the intelligence of the pick will show itself. There will be an upcoming vice presidential debate, assuming Joe doesn't step down. It'll be Kamala versus JD Vance. We'll see how that works out. I don't think it's going to go well for Kamala because I don't think she does well in those types of situations, but we'll see. Here to chill, your politics are fine. Just goes to show how spooky fragile the internet infrastructure is. Oh yeah. There could be a huge compromising fucking like cyber attack that could shut down massive amounts of the American economy for days, weeks. Yeah. People have been ringing the bell on that for fucking years. Like, it's just not good. Like, we're in trouble. Paul isn't being pro-union, border abolitionist, oxymoronic. No. I'm a pan-laborist. I believe that workers of the world should unite. I believe that the governments of the world should bow down to the proletariat. I believe that we should all hold hands as brothers and sisters and walk into the future without fucking governments fomenting war and monkeying with the economy and the whole fucking nine, destroying the goddamn ecosystem. Yeah, I'm a globalist. I believe in the dissolution of every government on the planet and the establishment of a one world government. Like, that's about as left as it gets. So call me a centrist again and look like a retard. That's fine. I'm not a centrist because I'm calling it like I see it. I'm not a centrist because I'm not fucking like carrying water for Joe and pretending that speech last night that Trump gave wasn't compelling and pretending that the RNC was a big crazy flop. It wasn't. It's not going to be perceived that way by centrists and people in the middle and apolitical people. It's going to be perceived as strength, unity, a message, and then the Democrats look like a sloppy fucking mess that can't even decide if their guy's running or not. Okay? If I'm a fucking centrist for calling it like I see it, then I guess I'm a fucking centrist then. I guess I'm a centrist who believes that borders are bullshit. I guess I'm a centrist who believes that we ought to dissolve all fucking governments and create a new government that works for everybody on this planet. We ought to stop pretending like we're a different species because I was born over here and you were born over there. Okay? So if that's centrism, awesome. I guess I'm a fucking centrist then. But I don't think that's how it's called. I don't think that's how it would be labeled. I think I would be labeled as a radical wackadoo moonbat fucking leftist. Cool? Cool. Your most right-wing opinion? Probably that abortion shouldn't be used as a contraceptive method. That's probably my most right-wing opinion. That, and I feel like anybody that's willing to demonstrate that they're fucking capable of doing it safely should be able to have a gun. Those would probably be labeled as pretty right-wing fucking positions, given the American electorate. What kind of government do you want? A government that takes care of the proletariat first. A government that is of the workers, by the workers, for the workers. A government that takes care of human beings' basic needs, provides a baseline for fucking life so that people can succeed. That's what I want. Can you elaborate on the abortion take? I'm for abortion being legal, but, you know, I had a personal experience that changed the way I thought about abortion because it drove me fucking insane. When I was living in Arizona, my girlfriend had a friend that she was a coworker of hers who, you know, I remember one day my girlfriend saying, I got to go over to Jenny's house. She's having a fucking meltdown. I said, what's going on? Oh, she had an abortion. I was like, oh, that's awful. Okay. She went over there, you know, had to like calm this woman down. And then like 2 months later, she's back and it's again, oh, Jenny had another abortion. I watched this woman get 4 abortions in the 2 years I lived in Arizona. 4. So to me, abortion is not a contraceptive method. Okay, you shouldn't be like going in and tying up all the resources and having that invasive ass fucking procedure done to you over and over and over and over again like it's a condom. Just put a condom on. Get on birth control. Use fucking like spermicidal lube. 4 abortions in 2 years. So that's why I say I don't think abortion should be like on-demand contraception for a woman that never fucking uses a condom. That's it. I don't think that that's a good expenditure of public funds. Yep, had a mental breakdown all 4 times, and my girlfriend had to go stay overnight with her because she couldn't stop crying 4 fucking times in a row. So her little personal trauma that she couldn't put a condom on her boyfriend's dick, like, it just made everybody else constantly have to... I think she was into it. I think it might have been like Munchausen by proxy or whatever. I think she was into it. I think she liked the fact that everybody in the world stopped and came to give her a heads up. That fucking door, man. I'm gonna help you, baby. There you go.
I'll just call him. It's not
What are we gonna do though? I'm gonna call them and tell them we can't get in our backyard, and they're gonna just ignore us anyway. This place never sends a person. They said in progress 5 days ago. For all they know, we've been locked out of our backyard for fucking 5 days. They don't give a shit. And I refuse to fucking spend any more of my time tinkering with it, because it's not my house. What do you like about Trump? Not much. Not much. I will say that, like, he was an empathetic figure last night, standing up there talking about being shot in front of all those people. That was a really compelling speech. I don't think you'll hear another one like it in your lifetime. So, like, that, setting aside what I know about Donald Trump, was a win for him optically, right? I don't really like much about the man. I don't think he's qualified to be president. I don't think he was a good president when he was president. I don't think he's going to be a good president when he is president coming up. So yeah, I don't like much about the guy, but I'm calling it like I see it. I'm not going to be one of these people on the left who carries water up until the last second and then screams at the DNC. That's what they're going to do. When Joe Biden drops this strap, look for all of your little DNC flying monkeys to scream about how they're done with the DNC, and then next cycle, they're going to be right back on the teat. This is how it works. They're going to get mad. They're going to get angry. They're going to start saying all the shit that I've been saying for 6 months about how the DNC is fucking filled with insiders that are out of touch, incapable of meeting the needs of the electorate. The DNC is dead. They can't fucking do it. They've dropped the strap to Trump twice. We've got to fucking leftists have got to do something else. So you're going to start hearing all that shit. And then 6 months into it, you're going to start hearing more DNC apologetics. We've got to get another president in. We've got to do the DNC. People never learn. It's a cycle. You'll see it. You will see it. They're already doing it. I know they're already doing it because this is what happens. When they get backed into a corner, all of a sudden they start sounding like me. Oh, the DNC is a fucking lost cause. The DNC is fucking basically Republican light. The DNC doesn't listen to us. The DNC does everything wrong. Fuck the DNC. Fuck the DNC. DNC is a bunch of idiots. DNC is a bunch of morons. Fast forward 3 fucking years into the future. We gotta back the DNC, guys. Riding with whoever. Back the blue. I'm fucking vote blue no matter who. It'll be the same shit, bro. It's the same shit. The cycle continues and continues. You'll see it. But you have to be aware of it. You have to be aware to look for it. Watch these people that have been riding with Biden all these years that are now trying to act like they're part of the revolution. Watch what they do. The next time the DNC serves you up a lukewarm turd. Watch what they do. Make note of it. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me. I'm telling you what's going to happen because I've lived through it. It won't be long till these motherfuckers will be right back on the teat. So all of this anti-DNC rhetoric that's come out of nowhere all of a sudden when they were just riding with Biden. 6 months ago it was, don't join the DSA, join the DNC. DSA is a waste of your time. The DNC is how you get things done. Now it's, the DNC is fucking us, my dude. And that's the way it'll be until a couple months after the election, then it's riding with Biden again. Make a mental note. Make a mental note. Compare this speech to reality 3 months after the election. See what you see.
You mad, Robin? Looks like you just chased another Robin out.
Yeah. Not having it.
Took an angry poop.
Dropped an angry deuce. It's like Vaush was surprised that it takes work to get genuine change. He just wants the laziest way. Well, no, he wants stability, okay? You want my Vaush take? Here it is. Vaush is rich. Vaush wants economic stability. Vaush realizes that economic stability is the goal of the two-party system. So he realizes that even if his guy doesn't win, his money is safe. So what the fuck does it matter? That's where Vaush is at. That's not where I'm at. That's not where you're at, because we're not rich. We're not rich. We're not dependent on the system continuing to make us rich. That's why he doesn't care. That's why it's very easy for him to say out of one side of his mouth the DNC is the only way for a leftist in America to get things done, and then out of the other side of his mouth 2 months later the DNC is the enemy. That's why the lack of consistency, that's why the crazy making fucking switches of policy prescription. That's why the salt, that's why he banned me. That's why he reinterprets what I have to say rather than just reading the sentence that I typed. That's why. Because he doesn't care about the progress he preaches. He cares about stability, economic stability. As long as Vaush's money stays tight, Vaush don't give a fuck. As long as Vaush's investments stay tight, Vaush don't give a fuck. Vaush is rich. He's already told you unequivocally, get your passports in order. If shit jumps off, I'm gone. Okay, that's not a leftist. That's a rich fuck. How's that any different than Jeff Bezos or Zuck? The shit jumps off, those motherfuckers are going to be in their bunkers. They're going to go to New Zealand. They're going to go to their fucking bunker in Hawaii. Right? How's Vaush any different from that? And what makes you think his political prescriptions would be any different from that? When he's telling you, I'm just going to run. I'm going to cut bait and run. Okay? How do you think that's a leftist? How do you think that's a workers' advocate? How do you think that's a blue-collar advocate? It isn't. That is a person who doesn't care whether Biden or Trump wins. Period. Sorry. Talking to Andrew. Talking to Andrew about that new Beauregard joint. Oh, it's going to be awesome. I got to hear the rough cut last night. It's banging. It's banging. Serious question. Is the poor part of Beverly Hills just upper middle class America? It's compared to everything else in Beverly Hills that's mega rich. Beverly Hills. Okay, so let me explain to you Beverly Hills. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck. My dad's calling me. Oh, no. So,
are you a Trumper now?
I'm not a Trumper, no, Daddy. But I am getting a lot of shit because I'm calling it like I see it, right? Like I'm a leftist, but I'm saying like Biden can't win this. Trump's got the momentum. He's a bona fide American hero now. Like, and I'm trying to ring that alarm bell, like switching out horses. Like they're talking about maybe swapping Biden out or something. And I think it's too late. I don't think there's anybody that could step in right now and stop the momentum. I think the Trump train is going.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think we're kind of on the same page there.
Yeah, sounds like it.